Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Team Gullit YouTube channel. My name is Renzo and today we're back with a brand new video talking about player switching in defense. It can be very tough sometimes to get the correct player right, so I'm going to help you guys out making sure that you'll 9 out of 10 times get that right player. But before that, I want to introduce you to Striker Manager Free, an all free to play football managing game, which is actually available on both your desktop as your mobile phone. You can download it in the stores selected for your own mobile phone. This is a football managing game, but it goes into a lot of detail. You even have to make choices like what snacks and drinks are you gonna serve to your home fans supporting you in the games. And obviously you have the own choice of developing the next future star. Lionel Messi started at 17 years old at Barcelona. Are you gonna try and get the new Lionel Messi? Or are you just gonna go for the experienced version, for example, of Lionel Messi nowadays, who you know already has got the talent? Check the link in the bio to get some extra stuff starting your journey. Like, for example, 200 U coins where you can actually buy some goodies with in the store that's available in-game, and also a free Team Gullit pack. And also, you might want to get a young talent on your squad because Levy de Weert is actually in the game. You can use Levy in Striker Manager Free. How cool is that? Alright, so let's start off with the player switching, and if you haven't seen the controller and camera settings, check out that video first because we are using player relative switching, and the second press indicator in most of these clips will be turned on, so you might want to also use that. So first of all, let's take a look at this first clip that we saw here. This player, in this case, was switching with L1, and you can see you will only be able to switch to a designated player which the AI makes a choice of. You can see with the controller input there that we are actually only using L1, and you don't know exactly which player you're going to get. More than often, it is going to be the player which is the closest to the ball. And as you can see here, for example, in this next clip, when we use L1, you will actually be able to see that we weren't able to get the player that was close to the ball straight away. And just because of that, you might want to also use your right stick in player switching. I think most of you might already do that, but I'm going to explain to you what is the best situation to actually switch with the right stick. So like I said, if you want to use L1, you're just going to try and do that when you know that there's a player close to the ball. But like, for example, here, this clip where we just took the ball with Mbappe off the center back, that's because we right stick switched from the player that was closest to the ball, which in this case, I believe it was Ousmane Dembele on the right side. We switched to Mbappe to already put pressure on the next person who we think will receive the ball. Combine this with second man press, you're gonna be a top-notch defender, but that's something for a different video. But like I said, with the right stick switching, we were able to manually select our player there and put some pressure on the opponent. As you can see in this next clip as well, we're right stick switching to a player, and you can use your radar for that if you feel like you don't know which player you're gonna get. But here with R9, we right stick switch to him specifically so we can put pressure on a potential pass that was coming up. The right stick switching, it is tough. Right stick switching, like you can see, sometimes you're not directly gonna get the right player. Sometimes you have to press your right stick upwards like we did here to actually get that player. It is something you need to get used to, and it's also some manual input, obviously, where you have good control of your right stick. Same goes for skill moves. And as you can see here, with the right stick switching, you will have more control over your defenders, because tracking back your defense is some of the tracking back your strikers and your offensive players that are, well, in front of the ball is one of the main things to do in defense. And if you're just going to be player switching with L1, you're never going to get a player which is not directly close to the ball. So if you can tell that you want to defend with as many players as possible, you have to constantly use your right stick switching. And also, like you might have noticed when you play a game of EAFC, people are using 4-3-2-1 and cross pass the ball a lot, or play down the wings if there is space there, even through balls. You can manually right stick switch then in that direction. You just want to flick your right stick in that direction. Like you can see, for example, here, somebody is putting that Pausa, I think it is, in here, and he actually has a player in behind running, and we just switch to Varane there so we can cover that run. And this can go anywhere from on the pitch, really. Obviously, the right stick switch won't, like I said, directly get that player 9 out of 10 times. Sometimes it does. It's something that it's not really logical to explain, but sometimes it does. You can instantly switch to a right back. But just take into consideration that you might have to skip 1 or 2 players in between, standing from the player perspective that you were already controlling, to actually have to flick your right stick a couple times to get to that other side. But that is the best way of explanation that I can give to you guys. And the player stick switching, please put it on 4 or 5. This is also in the controller and camera settings. We explain it fully there. Check out that video if you haven't already. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little introduction, or this little explanation, sorry, about player switching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.